The silent weapon the galaxy had almost forgotten Earth. To most alien empires, humanity was nothing special, just another small world that barely survived its own wars. They believed humans were weak, too busy fighting each other to stand against the stars. But deep under Earth's oceans, hidden inside its mountains, something was being built. Something the galaxy was not ready to see. For years, strange signals had whispered through space. Alien scouts reported odd energy readings near Jupiter, sudden bursts of light deep in Earth's oceans, and strange metal movements hidden from satellites. The reports were laughed at, dismissed as rumors. But then one alien scout ship vanished. No distress call, no wreckage, just gone. That was when whispers began. What are humans hiding? Captain Marcus stood on the command deck of the human flagship Resolute. His eyes were sharp, his uniform simple, but his presence filled the room with weight. He had served in wars before, seen what humanity could do when it was desperate. But this was different. This time, Earth had something the galaxy had never seen. Behind him. His officers worked quietly, checking screens and watching the skies. Every sensor pointed outward, tracking the growing movement near the stars. "Captain," his first officer said, his voice low, "the Galactic Council has sent another warning. They demand we stop our project. They say the weapon must be surrendered, or they will come with force." Marcus didn't even blink. "They don't know what we've built. That's why they're afraid." The officer hesitated. "Sir, are we ready?" Marcus looked out at the stars. His answer was simple. "We have no choice." The galaxy was already moving. Far from Earth, in the cold void, alien fleets gathered. The Valrith Empire, proud and arrogant, sent 300 ships. The coalition added 200 more. Even smaller empires, who normally hated each other, now joined hands. Together, they formed an armada unlike anything humanity had faced before. From their view, Earth was just one small world daring to challenge the galaxy. To them, destroying it would be easy, but they were wrong. On Earth, in secret bunkers and hidden bases, people watched the skies with both fear and hope. They knew the Council was coming. They knew war was close. But they also knew something else this time. Humanity would not fight with old weapons. Inside the oceans, massive structures powered up. Inside the mountains, great machines roared to life. Engineers whispered as light filled the dark chambers. Scientists prayed as calculations matched. Soldiers stood ready, hands steady, eyes cold, and deep in space, near Jupiter, the weapon waited. Silent, still, unseen. The alien armada entered the solar system. Thousands of eyes looked at Earth, expecting fear. But Earth did not send a signal. It did not surrender. It remained silent. On the bridge of the alien flagship, the Dreth commander laughed. "See, the humans are too afraid to answer. We will burn their planet, and the rest of the galaxy will forget them." But his smile faded when his ship's scanners flickered. Energy spikes. Massive energy spikes. His officers shouted warnings. But it was too late. For the first time, the galaxy felt the breath of Earth's secret. On the Resolute, Marcus stood calm as reports came in. "The aliens have entered orbit, Captain. Their guns are ready." Marcus gave no order to fire. Not yet. He waited, watching, letting the galaxy believe Earth was helpless. The tension grew so heavy that every officer on the bridge held their breath. Finally, Marcus spoke. "Bring it online." The room fell silent. A single command echoed through hidden channels, and the weapon woke up. in the shadow of Jupiter. A great machine began to glow. It was larger than any ship. Dark metal plate shifted, revealing a core that burned like a newborn star. The energy inside was not simple fire or plasma, it was something far more dangerous. Drawn from the planet's very heart, the galaxy had never seen it. The galaxy was not ready. On the alien flagship, alarms screamed. "What is that?" shouted the commander. "What are the humans doing?" No one could answer. Their scanners failed. Their engines trembled. Ships slowed down, trapped in a web of invisible force. Panic spread, and still Earth said nothing. Marcus's voice was steady. "Let them see. Let them understand what we've built." His officers nodded. Their hands moved across the controls. The weapons core pulsed once. The stars seemed to shake. Back in the alien fleet, one ship vanished in an instant. No explosion, no wreckage, just gone. The others froze in shock. What kind of weapon could erase a warship with one strike? The commander screamed for retreat, but his voice cracked with fear, and then Marcus whispered the words that would be remembered forever. "They think they're ready. They have no idea." The unveiling, the alien fleet hung above Earth like a storm. Hundreds of warships, black against the stars, their weapons charged, their commanders certain of victory. To them, Earth was a small world, weak and foolish. One shot from their cannons would be enough to burn its cities to ash. And yet the humans stood calm. On the bridge of the Resolute, Captain Marcus watched silently. Around him, his crew worked without panic. They knew the truth. They knew what was waiting in the dark near Jupiter. "Captain," the first officer whispered, "the aliens have entered firing range." Marcus did not answer. His eyes stayed locked on the stars. In the alien flagship, the Dreth commander raised his clawed hand. "Fire on Earth," he ordered, his voice full of arrogance. But before his gunners could obey, the stars changed. A shadow stretched across the void. Slow, massive, unnatural. Something moved between Jupiter and Earth, something so large it blocked out the light of the sun for an instant. The aliens stared in disbelief. It was not a ship. It was not a station. It was something else. The first officer of the Resolute spoke again, his voice trembling. "Sir, it's powering up." Marcus finally answered. "Good, let them see." The weapon revealed itself. A dark structure, wider than any battleship, slowly unfolded from Jupiter's orbit. Plates of black alloy shifted like the wings of a sleeping beast. At its center burned a sphere of white-blue light, pulsing with energy too great for scanners to measure. The alien fleet froze. Every ship's system blinked red. Sensors failed. Engines struggled. Weapons went dark. The Dreth commander slammed his fists against the console. "What is this? What are the humans doing?" His officers shouted, but the answers were useless. "Unknown. Power beyond scale. We can't lock targets." For the first time in centuries, fear filled an alien commander's eyes. Marcus stood, tall on the Resolute's bridge. His crew looked to him for orders. "Target their lead ships," Marcus said calmly. "Only a warning shot." His officers hesitated. "Sir, a warning shot from this weapon could..." Marcus cut him off. "They need to understand. Fire." The order moved through encrypted channels. Deep near Jupiter, the weapon's core pulsed. Brighter, space bent, twisting like ripples on water. Then a beam of pure energy tore across the void. It was silent. It was instant. One alien battleship simply vanished. not destroyed, not broken, gone, the fleet screamed. Commanders shouted. Panic swept through their ranks. Another ship disappeared. Then another. With each pulse, the weapon erased steel and fire as if they were dust in the wind. On the alien flagship, chaos spread. Shields are useless. We can't move. They're erasing us like shadows. The Dreth commander's arrogance was gone. His claws shook as he shouted the only order left. Retreat, retreat now. The fleet turned, engines burning, trying to escape the pull of Earth's secret. But the weapon didn't chase. It didn't need to. The message was already clear. On Earth, billions watched from hidden bunkers, underground shelters, and command centers. For the first time in living memory, humanity had not been the weak one. Children cheered. Soldiers wept. Civilians whispered the same words again and again. We are not prey anymore. On the Resolute, Marcus stayed calm. His crew celebrated, but his face was hard. He knew the truth. This was only the first strike, he said quietly. The galaxy knows now. They will never stop coming. His first officer frowned. Then, why reveal the weapon at all? Why not keep it hidden? Marcus turned, his voice sharp, because fear is a weapon too. And now the galaxy is afraid. In the days that followed, messages flooded across the stars. Some empires begged for peace. Some demanded the weapon be destroyed. Others threatened war if humanity did not surrender it. But the strongest message came from the Council itself. Earth has broken the balance of the galaxy. This weapon cannot be allowed to exist. And so the galaxy prepared again. Fleets were rebuilt, alliances forged, spies sent. Earth had shaken the stars with its first superweapon. But now every empire wanted revenge. Marcus stood alone on the Resolute's bridge, staring at the black ocean of space. His whisper was almost lost in the silence. This is only the beginning. The war of fear, the galaxy did not sleep after Earth's weapon was revealed. Across star systems, news spread like fire. Entire fleets had vanished in seconds. Alien commanders whispered in fear, asking the same question: if humans built one, Superweapon, how many more are hidden? Some empires sent envoys, begging for peace. Others demanded Earth destroy the weapon. But many prepared for war, too afraid to let humans rise any higher. On the bridge of the Resolute, Captain Marcus, read the latest reports. His face was calm, but his eyes were sharp. 5 empires have joined together, his first officer said, voice tense. They call it the Coalition of Order. They say your weapon is too dangerous for the galaxy. Marcus nodded slowly. Of course they would. Sir, their fleet already outnumbers us 10-1, the officer continued. And more ships are being built every day. They are afraid. Marcus turned toward the window, watching the stars. His reply was cold. Fear makes enemies move faster, but it also makes them weaker. Far from Earth, alien leaders met in secret chambers. The Valrith roared for blood. The Dreth swore they would erase Earth's name forever. Even rivals who had fought for centuries now sat side by side, united by one thing: their terror of humanity's weapon. Together, they raised the largest fleet in history. 10,000 warships, armed with the galaxy's strongest technology, all marching toward one small blue planet. But they were not the only danger. Spies crept into Earth's shadows, hunting for the weapon's secrets. Saboteurs tried to cut power lines, poison systems, steal data. Every day, Human security forces fought battles in the dark battles the world would never hear about. The war had already begun in the underground command bunker beneath Washington. Earth's leaders argued, "We must hide the weapon." One general shouted, "No, we must build more." Another demanded, "If we reveal more, the galaxy will unite against us," warned a scientist. "If we stay silent, they will still come." The room filled with noise, voices clashing, fear rising. Then Marcus spoke. His voice cut through the storm like a blade. "The galaxy has already chosen war. Hiding will not save us. Fear will not stop them. We must be ready when they come." And come they did. The first battle was fought near Saturn's rings. A small human fleet faced 3 alien armadas. The aliens expected an easy victory, but they were wrong. Human ships fought like demons, smaller, faster, sharper. They did not try to win. They only had one goal: protect the weapon. For every human ship destroyed, 10 alien ships fell. Saturn's rings turned red with fire. In the end, the aliens retreated, but the price was heavy. On Earth, people cheered the victory. But Marcus stood silent. He knew the truth. These battles are only tests. The real storm is still coming. Fear spread through the galaxy. In markets and cities, civilians whispered, "The humans cannot be stopped." In military halls, commanders shouted, "The humans must be destroyed." Fear had become the greatest weapon of all. But fear cuts both ways. On the resolute Marcus received a message that froze the entire bridge. "Sir, it's from the Coalition. They're moving the full fleet, 10,000 ships, straight for Earth." The crew fell silent. For a moment, even the air seemed heavy. The first officer whispered, 10,000 against our 300. "Captain, this is impossible." Marcus turned slowly. His face was calm, his voice sharp. "Impossible is what they called us before. And yet, here we stand." In the darkness near Jupiter, the weapon pulsed again. Its power hummed through space, ready, waiting. But even Marcus knew one truth: the galaxy would not stop. If Earth fired again, it would not scare them away. This time, they had come prepared to die. As the alien fleet entered the solar system, the stars lit up with their engines. Entire constellations disappeared, swallowed by warships. Their weapons charged, their banners raised. The largest invasion in galactic history had begun. On Earth, billions held their breath. Children clutched their parents. Soldiers stood in silence. The world waited for the Endor, for history to change forever. On the Resolute, Marcus placed his hand on the command chair. His voice was steady. "This is the moment. The day the galaxy learns who we are." The first officer swallowed hard. "Sir, if we fired the weapon at full power, it could destroy not only them, but us too." Marcus nodded. His eyes never left the stars. "Then we burn together, but the galaxy will never forget." Asterisk, when the stars shook the galaxy's greatest fleet had arrived. 10,000 alien ships burned across the solar system, their engines glowing like a second sun. Their weapons were ready, their commanders certain this time humanity would fall. And yet, Earth did not tremble. On the bridge of the Resolute, Captain Marcus stood silent, staring into the storm. Around him, the crew worked fast, their hands steady but their eyes filled with fear. "Captain," his first officer whispered, "they're surrounding us. 300 against 10,000, even with the weapon." Marcus cut him off. His voice was calm, but sharp as steel. Numbers don't decide history. Will does. In the alien flagship, the coalition leaders prepared to strike. The Dreth commander snarled, "Crush their fleets, burn their cities, tear that weapon from their hands." Engines roared. Thousands of ships moved into formation. The void itself seemed to tremble under their firepower. But then space pulsed. Near Jupiter, the weapon awakened. The black plates unfolded, the core, blazing like a newborn star. Its energy bent reality itself. Alarms screamed across every alien ship. The alien commanders froze in disbelief. It's bigger than before. No, it's growing. On Earth, billions watched from hidden shelters and underground bases. Parents held children. Soldiers gripped rifles they would never fire. Every eye turned to the sky. Every heart beat the same question: will this be the end? Marcus gave the order, "Fire." The weapon pulsed once. A wave of light rolled through space. Not a beam, not an explosion, something greater. Entire enemy formations flickered, then vanished. 100 ships gone in silence. The galaxy had never seen power like this. But the aliens did not retreat. Not this time. Their fear had turned to desperation. Push forward, their commanders shouted. Overwhelm it. Destroy the humans before they fire again. Thousands of ships charged, filling the void with plasma and fire. Human ships answered. The Resolute led the defense, weaving between giants, guns blazing. 300 ships fought like lions, striking faster and harder than the enemy believed. Possible, everywhere, space burned. On the Resolute's bridge, the crew shouted updates. 2 wings destroyed. Captain, we've lost contact with the horizon. Enemy numbers still overwhelming. Marcus stayed steady. His eyes never left the stars. Keep them close. Force them into the weapon's range. The officer hesitated. "Sir, another shot at full power could kill us too." Marcus nodded. "Then we make sure it counts." The weapon charged again. Its core blazed white, bending space into ripples. Alien commanders screamed. Break their formation. Destroy the core. Thousands of ships unleashed everything they had. Plasma storms, rail slugs, quantum lancers. The void itself lit with death, and yet the weapon fired. The stars shook. This time it was not a warning. It was fury. A storm of light swept across. The Armada, thousands of alien ships burned and vanished. Entire fleets shattered. The coalition screamed as centuries of power turned to dust in seconds. On Earth, people cried out, voices rising together. For the first time, humanity had not just survived, it had changed the galaxy. But victory carried a price. The weapon shook, its plates cracking, its core unstable. Systems screamed red. Engineers shouted warnings. Captain, the first officer, cried, one more shot could destroy everything. Earth included. Marcus stood silent. He knew the truth. If they fired again, Earth might burn. But if they did not, the surviving alien fleets would regroup and return stronger. Billions of lives waited on his choice. He whispered the words that would be remembered for centuries. "We are humanity. We do not bow. Fire again." The officer's hands trembled, but he obeyed. The command was sent. The weapon screamed. Its light swallowed the stars. The last of the coalition fleet vanished. But so too did the weapon itself. Its core collapsed, burning brighter than the sun, then fading into silence. Nothing remained but empty space and the memory of its fury. On the Resolute, silence filled the bridge. The crew stared in shock, waiting for death. But it did not come. Earth still stood. The aliens were gone. Humanity had won. Across the galaxy, every empire trembled. They had seen what Earth could do. They had seen one weapon destroy 10,000 ships. They had seen the stars themselves shake at humanity's hand. And they knew one truth. The galaxy would never be the same again. Marcus stood tall, his face calm but his eyes heavy. He knew the cost. Humanity had revealed its greatest power, but it had also painted a target on its back. "Captain," his first officer whispered, voice shaking, "what happens now?" Marcus looked into the endless dark of space. His reply was simple, but it carried the weight of a new age. "Now, the galaxy learns to fear us.